ひらめく涙は星に風に乗りそうなを飾る月明かり雲に途切れても僕を照らす
Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another anime review. And today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Fate Stay Night, the 2006 version. Again, I want to preface the 2006 version because this is based on a visual novel, and it being a visual novel has multiple endings and routes. And also, this particular anime has been remade into a series called Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. So, again, the 2006 version. And there's also a trilogy of movies called Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel, which is one of the other endings. And I do plan to watch all of them eventually. This is my foray into the Fate series. And after watching, I'm going to go watch Fate Zero, which is the prequel. But more on that later. So, anyway. Also, I got to let you guys know this is the spoiler warning, because the way I do my reviews, I assume you've already watched it. And it's just a way for me to get my thoughts out there and discuss it. So, spoiler warning. I definitely recommend it. It's only 24 episodes. I have the DVD, but it is being re-released in May on Blu-ray for the first time ever. So if you want to check that out, or else you can probably find it on the internet somewhere. But I do have the DVD. So how would I describe the genre of Fate Stay Night? So let's start with that. It's kind of difficult because on paper it's a battle series. You know, you have these characters known as the Magus who have the ability to summon servants, and each servant is based on an epic hero from, you know, whether it be history or just legend, who aids them in battle, and they're fighting to claim the Holy Grail in the Holy Grail War. And so it's a battle series. But you also have a lot of other stuff going on, particularly in the first half, where it's got this slice of life feel to it. It's got a lot of humor. There's a lot of funny gag scenes. There's a mystery going on. And then towards the second half, towards all the way to the end, you have a romance going on between Shiru and Saber. So there's a lot going on. It does have some epic battles, but it also has all the other things I mentioned before. And I did enjoy it. But there's just a lot going on, and I just wonder if it being the first anime in the Fate series that was ever adapted, they were trying to sort of mix all the endings and all the stuff that was going on in the visual novel into the anime series. And maybe that's why they remade it in the 2010s as Unlimited Blade Works. So, you know, it follows our main character, Shiru Emiya, who is the son of, well, actually the adopted son of Kiritsugu Emiya, who fought in the Holy Grail War 10 years ago, and he's the protagonist of Fate Zero. And Shiru is able to summon the servant known as Saber, who is this smoking hot blonde chick you see right here, right? And we also meet Rin Tosaka, who is the popular girl in school, and she also has a servant of her own named Archer. And it actually starts out with Rin, who's lamenting the fact that she got Archer when she wanted Saber, but Archer will do anyway. And starts out right away with a battle between Archer and Lancer, just testing their strength. And it's so funny, the dude's name is Archer, right? And he uses the bow and arrow like 1 or 2 times in the entire series, and, you know, opts to dual wield. Which is like, what the hell? Why you call him Archer? So, very interesting cast of characters. Let me go over the voice acting real quick. So, we have, I mentioned Shiru Emiya as Sam Riegel. Saber is voiced by Kate Higgins. Rin Tosaka is voiced by Mela Lee. Archer, voiced by Liam O'Brien. We have Kirei Kotomine, voiced by Jameson Price, who also does the narration in this series. And after each episode, you know, for the preview for the next episode, he goes with his very distinct voice, Fate Stay Night. I just thought that was so funny. They totally just cast him to do that, right? We also have Sakura, voiced by Sherry Lynn. Taiga Fujimori, voiced by Julie Ann Taylor. Ilya, voiced by Stephanie Shea. Shinji, voiced by Doug Erholtz. And Kiritsugu Emiya, voiced by Kirk Thornton. Those are our human characters. And then as for the spirits, I did mention Saber and Archer. But we also have Lancer is voiced by Tony Oliver. Castor is voiced by Tara Platt. Assassin is voiced by David Vincent. Ryder is voiced by Karen Strassman. Berserker is voiced by Michael McConaughey. And then we have Gilgamesh, voiced by Grant George. And also, I forgot, we have Sotaro Kuzuki, voiced by Patrick Seitz. So a lot of great voice actors here. And this being a series from 2006, by default, makes it better than like 95% of the stuff that is currently airing, just in terms of the aesthetic, the voice cast in general. The OST, man, I gotta tell you, I've had a lot of these songs playing in the background for the past couple of days now. It's got such a great OST, particularly the song Night of Fate. Go look that up if you haven't already. Really terrific track, and also a pretty good opening and ending theme. So, you know, Shiro summons Saber and gets roped into fighting all these Magus and servants. However, he doesn't want to kill anybody. You know, he's just sort of brought into this and is like, oh, what do I do? Oh, no. And we learn that Kirei Kotomine is the referee of the Holy Grail War and is operating this church. And mentions that, you know, if your servant dies and you somehow manage to survive, come to this church and seek refuge. So as Shiro's battling more people, he's like, oh, I'll just go to the church, whatever. And eventually, you know, he goes up against Ryder, who's this sexy, oh my god, dude, let me tell you how sexy she is. This purple-haired chick, we learn is Medusa. Like I said, they're all named after these ancient heroes of myth or whatever. And he's trying to spare his friend Shinji, who goes to school with him, but eventually, you know, kills both of them in the midst, and it's like, oh, damn. So, you know, you got all that crazy stuff going on. There's, like, the humorous stuff where, you know, Saber ends up staying at Shiro's house, and she's in the bath, and he, like, walks in on her, and he's running away. He's like, oh, no, what are you doing naked? So it's got that kind of gag humor going on. And later on in the series, there's, like, 5 girls living at Shiro's house, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? He's got this harem of babes, because eventually Tosaka stays with him, so she can teach him how to use magic, how to use his trace ability, which he can use to summon swords and weapons of that nature. So that's pretty cool. And it was funny that this little girl, Ilya, had Berserker, who's like this giant beast of a monster, and we learned is the spirit Hercules. And his special ability, you have to kill him 12 times for him to truly be defeated. So that was pretty crazy. And I had mentioned before how Archer, you know, they call him Archer, but he barely uses the bow and arrow. And later on, he's stalling to fight Hercules, and he's like, I invoke unlimited blade works, and he summons like all these fucking blades. It's like, dude, your name's Archer. What are you doing summoning all these blades? Crazy. So eventually, Shiro gets feelings for Saber. He falls in love with Saber, which I can't blame Shiro for that. You know, I'd fall in love with Saber too. She's pretty cute. And, you know, Saber's not really having it because she wants to go back into her time. And we learn that she is a female version of King Arthur, known as Artoria Pendragon. And she wields the sword Excalibur, which, early on, she had like this invisible sword. And then halfway through the series, she eventually shows it, and it's Excalibur. So she's Artoria Pendragon. So you have that going on. And, you know, then eventually the two of them do fall in love with each other. And Shiro wants to use the Holy Grail to wish her to stay with him forever. So you can't blame him for that. But then you learn that the Holy Grail can be summoned before the war is even over. And that's when we see Kuzuki, who is one of Shiro's school teachers, who's doing like this. He has the servant Castor, who can use magic, and she like enhances him. He's doing this fucking karate breaking shit. And then we learn that Castor has a servant of her own, has Assassin, who's called like Kojiro Sasaki or something. He's like some Japanese hero of legend. And that's the other thing too. Each servant has what they call a noble phantasm. I had mentioned Archer had unlimited blade works. Saber had Excalibur. Hercules he had like 12 lives, and so on and so forth. So they all have their own special abilities, their noble phantasms. And what Castor is trying to do to summon the Grail early is they're going to do a human sacrifice and sacrifice Sakura, which is one of Shiru's friends. And she didn't appear this way early on in the series, but now she's wearing like some tight leather outfit and she's got some major booba. It's like, holy damn. And that's why, because they say it's an erotic visual novel, which watching this, I didn't really get that sense. I mean, there was some fan servicey scenes. You had Saber naked in the bathtub, and you had Ryder's cleavage and her ass hanging out, but that's really it. Also, there was another scene where Rin was trying to unlock more of Shiru's latent ability, and they were like, she was like unbuttoning her shirt, and they had that sexual tension going on. So I guess it kind of is a erotic visual novel. Maybe it's more not safe for work in the visual novel as opposed to the anime. I don't know. So, but, you know, no problems there. So she's wearing her tight suit. They're going to sacrifice her. And then they sort of imply that Rin and Sakura are sisters, which, okay. That's interesting. They don't really look like, I mean, because she has purple hair and Rin has like brown hair, but okay, that's cool. So, you know, they get defeated, and fucking Gilgamesh shows up, who turns out to be the servant of Kirei Kotomine. And Kirei Kotomine fought in the Holy Grail War 10 years ago, and he's supposed to be the referee here, but he's like the big bad all along, and Gilgamesh wants to marry Saber. He's trying to steal Saber and kill everybody. So, and then Kotomine gets Ilya, who is the really young girl. Here's all the characters again. So that's Sakura, right? That's Ilya, who's like this really young girl, like a lolly character, and is using her as the human sacrifice now, and has her like up on a cross wearing no clothes. So of course we're gonna have the lolly wearing no clothes. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you people? It's insane. But of course our heroes prevail, and Gilgamesh is defeated, and you know, Shiryu acknowledges that the Holy Grail is no good, so Saber has to go back to her time, and it's a really sad ending, because I would have hoped for Shiryu and Saber to get together, but it is what it is. And it ends with Shiryu being more optimistic with looking on with Rin, so maybe he gets in a relationship with Rin, and we'll take it from there. So, overall, I enjoyed this series, and I'm looking forward to checking out Fate Zero. Let me show you some of the screenshots I have, just because why not? Oh, here's behind the voices. So yeah, a lot of familiar voice actors that we had going on there. If you want to take a look. A lot of these people were in Bleach. And the Viz dubs and whatnot. Here's the bath scene. Oh, you see her answering. Oh no, I can't have any of that. Like early on he doesn't like her, but then slowly starts falling in love. And dude, Ryder, man, what a hottie she was. Anytime she showed us she had the cleavage, it was on all fours of her ass popping up. And here's like a gif so you see the ass shot. Like they weren't shying away from that, let me tell you, man. Some good shit. Here's Archer with I invoke unlimited blade works. So fucking badass. He dies against Berserker. This is when they end up going against Berserker. Pretty cute. And they use Excalibur! Here's Sakura in her leather outfit, her tight leather outfit, rinse. And that's the ending when they say goodbye. And then I had some other screenshots here. There wasn't a whole lot. Those, most of them I had to take myself. There wasn't like a wiki page or anything with a lot of anime screenshots, just visual novel screenshots. So I had to go on IMDb. There's Kuzuki and Caster. Well, actually, there was a flashback where we saw Caster's face, but during the battle, she had her eyes hidden. That's Taiga, Ilya. Yeah, early on, Tosaga is trying to kill Shiryu, but, you know, they become friends and train together. That's probably the one time Archer uses his fucking bow and arrow. There's some more Rider. Assassin. There's Gilgamesh. Which Gilgamesh, they say he's part of the Archer class. And he kind of looks just like Archer with the hairdo. Let's see, where is it? Right with the hairdo? Kind of has the same hairdo. Except golden. That's a flashback to young Shiryu and Kiritsuga Emiya, his adopted father. I think that's the end of the series. This was a great battle with Saber versus Assassin. I gotta say, the battles were all really well done. And I love the aesthetic of the series. There was a few of the fights taking place during twilight, like in the woods, and you had like trees in the background and stuff. Most of them took place at night, and just had a great feel to it with the music playing. Really, really good look to it. And even watching this on the DVD, it's not like HD or anything. It is 16:9 aspect ratio, but it still looks great, despite being... what, 13? No, it's older than that. 17 years old. Do your basic math, Kevin. So, oh, this is a really sweet scene, too, where Shiryu and Saber were cooking dinner. That's like some of the humorous scenes. Oh, this, too. So, yeah, Lancer was also working with Kirei Kotomine, who had Gilgamesh. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to work with you, you bastard. And he betrays Gilgamesh and buys time for Shiryu and Saber for a minute. That's Saber's first appearance. It was love at first sight. So, yeah, here's like Shiryu's harem. Like, he's got all these people living at his house. Like, what the fuck, dude? God bless him. God bless him, I say. We all wish we could have a harem like that. Ryder, Ilya. Yeah, this is when Shiryu fights Ryder in the woods during, like, Twilight. Yeah, and Rin, there's a few scenes where Tosaka can use, like, magic, and she says, like, these German incantations and fires beams out of her finger. I thought that was pretty cool. Some cool powers and stuff. And, you know, some people give this one shit being the older one and saying Unlimited Blade Works is better. Well, I'm going to go watch them all. Well, not all of them, but at least Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Zero, and whatever else you guys recommend. And I'll have more reviews in the coming weeks and whatnot. So I think these are starting to, like, repeat themselves. Yeah, poor Tosaka lost Archer. So yeah, and I just wanted to talk more about, like, the prices on this shit. I got this used for $30. This is a DVD. And they're releasing it for the first time ever on Blu-ray in May. $52, dude. But look at the prices on this other shit. We have this is a fucking movie, by the way. A movie. $70. This, I'm assuming, is an anime series because it's set 1, set 2. What? $300 for the whole fucking series? Fate Apocrypha? And then you have this stuff, which is cheaper. Fate Cat, which I clicked on this. This is like some magical girl shit, so I don't know about that. But even, this is 25 episodes. Fate Zero, $180, man. What the fuck? And these are the movies, Heaven's Feel, which Sakura's on the cover, so I'm guessing, like, this is the standard story. He romances Saber. This one he romances Sakura, and then I guess the other one he romances Tosaka, right? That's what I'm assuming. But these fucking prices, it's getting ridiculous, man. I just don't understand. So I'll have to watch that online somewhere. But overall, I did enjoy watching Fate Stay Night. I love the music, man. Out of all the things in the series, I think the music might be my favorite part. The music is awesome. I've still been listening to it on and off for the past couple of days. Saber, definitely, I would have waifu'd her right up, absolutely. I can't blame Shiryu for that. The battles are cool. And overall, I enjoyed it and look forward to watching Fate Zero. And then Fate Stay Night. What's your Unlimited Blade Works? I just said it. I'm forgetting the titles because there's so many. The convoluted fucking titles of the slash and this and that. My God. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thought in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Have a great day, guys.